one of the constants for the Cubs in that rotation, and hopefully he'll spin another gem today.
So it's Dempster for the Cubs this afternoon. Again, 6 innings. One of those nights, 3 unearned runs, but it was a quality start, and he didn't walk anybody in getting the win on Saturday. Left-hander Cliff Lee's going to face the Cubs for the 2nd time this year. The last time he was wearing a different cap.
Yeah, he was pitching for the Cleveland Indians back in June against the Cubs. Not one of his better outings of the year. He did give up a couple of solo home runs in that ballgame and walk 3 batters. But this guy on a given day can be as dominating as any pitcher in the National League.
The Cubs are 4 back of the Cardinals in the Central. St. Louis is off today. And let's go down to the field. Our national anthem today performed by the Chicago Red Hots.
National anthem.
The school notebook giveaway. The first 10,000 children receiving those school supplies.
Hey, buddy.
Bless their little hearts.
See it? What'd you get?
Well, the good thing is you can look forward to field trips to Wrigley Field if you go to a progressive school.
Well, it's a gorgeous day. Again, the wind is blowing in maybe a little bit of a crosswind from right to left. Lots of sunshine. And the only thing that's been missing in this series is a Cubs win. And when you're not playing well, the key is to avoid getting swept. The Phillies have not swept the Cubs at Wrigley Field since 1984. It's been 25 years, and certainly don't want that to happen here today, as they lost to Pedro Martinez last night, and they'll face Cliff Lee today.
Well, it's going to be tough duty against Cliff Lee. I mean, this guy rarely has a bad start. Even his subpar outings, he is very, very effective out there on the mound. And with this juggernaut Phillies offense behind him, so it's going to be tough duty today. It's not that it can't be done. It's just going to be hard. You're going to have to play the game exactly the way it has to be played to beat Cliff Lee and the Phillies.
Well, the first place Peoria Chiefs behind left-hander Ted Lilly beat up on the Burlington Bees last night 11-1. Ted pronounced himself ready to go for Monday night in San Diego, and Ted was very impressed with the talent in Peoria.
Well, and I know that the Peoria Chiefs were very impressed with Ted Lilly as well. He really handled himself well down there, treated the guys to dinner, participated in all the pregame drills, really made an impression on the youngsters.
Let's hear from Ted Lilly.
It's amazing to me. I don't remember, you know, when I was 20, 21 years old, the players were as good as that club, you know, the talent that was on that team. So obviously we'll see how they continue to progress, but there's a lot of talent there, and certainly including Michael. You know, he's a pretty polished young player. Obviously knows the game really well, but had a really good approach, and then defensively he's not far at all. So.
Michael, Is there a Michael on the roster? Michael Brenly, who caught Ted.
Yeah, what an experience for young Michael. He really enjoyed it. And once again, back to Ted Lilly. I really think the Chiefs got more out of his rehab start than Ted did. He took the time to meet every player on the team. As I mentioned, he participated in all the pregame drills and really, really made a big impression on those guys down in there in Peoria. And on behalf of the Chiefs, I'd like to thank Ted Lilly for the way he composed himself down there last night.
So Ryan Dempster ready. Lou Piniella hoping this Cubs club can end a 4-game skid against this Phillies Southwest starting lineup. Big series already for Jimmy Rollins. Victorino in center, Utley at second. Howard plays first. Jason Worth is in right. Ben Francisco won the game Tuesday night with a homer in extras. He's in left for Ibanez. And then you have Feliz, the former Cub, Baco catching, and Lee pitching.
Take a look at the Cubs defensively behind Ryan Dempster today. Soriano, Fukudome, and Bradley across the outfield. Jake Fox once again at third base, filling in for Aramis Ramirez. Terrio and Baker up the middle. Jeff Baker been swinging a hot bat lately. Derek Lee over at first base. Giovanni Soto back behind the dish today for right-hander Ryan Dempster. 21st start of the season for Ryan. Have to work very hard to control these left-handed hitters in this Phillies lineup. That is the task that faces any opposing pitcher against the Phillies. Try to control those left-handed hitters in the middle of the lineup, even though Raul Ibanez not in the lineup today for the Phillies.
Mark Carlson's from Joliet, and he'll work the plate. The crew chief, Dale Scott at first, Ron Culpa at second, Jerry Meals at third. So it's Dempster against Jimmy Rollins, and he hits the first pitch high in the air. Wind pushing that ball back from the fence toward home plate. And Fukudome makes the grab for the out. Rollins with 2 homers in the series, but it's not where you want to hit it today.
Oh, fly balls to right field are the order of the day for Ryan Dempster. That ball just didn't go anywhere.
.75 degrees and the wind out of the east, so it is blowing in technically. It's 7 miles an hour. Victorino a triple, And a 2-run homer. Went 2 for 5 last night. Ground ball past Lee. Baker there, and Derek will get back to first in time. Dempster was over there just in case.
I think Ryan learned his lesson last time out. He was a little tardy getting over to first base on a ground ball to the right side, and it caused him to throw a lot more pitches and give up runs that he didn't need to give up. Good recovery, however, by Derek Lee. I played a little first base back in the day, and boy, there is a fine line when you go out there after that ground ball where you can stop and get back to the bag at first and make the play yourself, which is much more preferable than having the pitcher cover the bag, and Derek Lee's able to do it as good as anybody in the game.
Utley, the second baseman, he had 3 hits. In game 2, called strike. Four for 6 with a double and a walk against Dempster in his career. Fouled into the upper deck. Light schedule around baseball. Some day action already underway, and we'll keep an eye on the Brewers and the Padres. In Milwaukee, 0-0 in the second. Cesar Carrillo and Manny Parra matching up in that one. Carrillo is from Chicago, and he's making his major league debut. A right-hander. One-two pitch, line shot, base hit to right for Utley. We were talking a couple of hours before the game about MVP candidates in both leagues. Albert Pujols should be the runaway MVP at this point in the NL, but you posed an interesting question. If it's not Pujols, who would it be? And there's certainly some options in this Phillies lineup. And then you said if you had to start a team from scratch, you'd think long and hard about Chase Utley.
I'll tell you, I just like the way he plays the game. He's a solid defender. He can steal a base if you need a stolen base. He can hit for power if you need some power. He just has that calm poise about his game. Very much like the way Randy Wells goes about his craft out on the mound. Chase Utley is one of those guys that just seems to be able to slow the game down.
Well, Rollins and Howard have both won an MVP award, and I think Utley has a very good chance to win one at some point as well. Good block by the catcher Soto. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ryan Dempster, I mean, he wants to win for the team first, but not too far behind the team is his mom, Lori. It's her birthday today, so he'd like to grab a win for mom on her birthday. We wish Lori a happy 39th. Don't even try to do the math.
No.
Maybe a little older than 39, but not much. So happy birthday, Mrs. Dempster. Runner goes, and Howard fouls it back.
Oh, that's fortunate for the Cubs that Howard swung at that pitch and fouled it out of play, because Chase Utley had a monster jump over there at first base.
He's a perfect 13 out of 13 on the year. One of the best base running instructors in the game is their first base coach, Davey Lopes. Howard strikes out, and the Phillies do not score. They leave Utley at first. Cubs are coming up when we come back. Let's see how they line up. Brought to you by Southwest. Terrio, Fukudome, Bradley at the top. Lee cleaning up. Jake Fox in there still for Aramis Ramirez, day to day with the shoulder injury. Soriano is in left. Soto catching. Jeff Baker's been red hot lately, and Ryan Dempster will hit 9.
Take a look at the Phillies defensively. Ben Francisco filling in for Raul Ibanez in left field today. Shane Victorino and Jason Worth make up the outfield. We got Pedro Feliz, Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, Ryan Howard across the infield. Paul Bacco doing the catching today. Or left-hander Cliff Lee.
Cliff Lee will turn 31 on August 30th. 6'3", 190 pounds. Acquired from Cleveland along with the aforementioned Ben Francisco for 4 players on July 29th. Just forget the record, 9-9. I think that's more a function of being on a sub-500 team with the Indians than anything else.
I mentioned earlier he's got 4 quality pitches, a tailing fastball, a cut fastball that occasionally he'll get around and make it a little bit of a bigger breaking ball. He's got a curve and a straight changeup. And on any given day, he can attack you in a variety of different ways depending on which pitches are working best.
From Benton, Arkansas, and Terrio went. Dale Scott made the call from first.
And that was the hard cutter. Ball started on the inside part of the plate, ends up off the plate inside. And a lot of late movement. You can see Terrio trying to check his swing as that ball continued to bear in on his hands. Just couldn't hold it up.
Now Kosuke batting second. Bradley third today. Lee fourth. Everybody moving down a spot. With Ramirez still out of the lineup. Base hit right field. Good to see that from Kosuke against a lefty.
And sometimes you can tell how a guy takes a pitch, what kind of day he's going to have at the plate. And Fukudome took that first fastball off the plate inside, didn't give any whatsoever with his front side. And when the second fastball creeps out over the plate a little bit, he's able to spank it into right field for a base hit.
It's his 7th hit against a lefty in 38 at bats. Milton Bradley hitting .349 from the right side. Seven-game hitting streak for Milton, 12 for 27. It's quickly 0-2.
Well, and Todd Hollinsworth, I thought, brought up a great point in the pregame show. You got to slow Cliff Lee down a little bit, especially when he's throwing strikes. He wants to work quickly, comes set and brings that ball to the plate almost in quick pitch fashion. As a hitter, you got to do one of two things: either step out of the box and slow him down, or make sure you're ready to hit when you get both feet planted in that batter's box.
Gets a sign from Bacco. Ground ball up the middle. Rollins is going to step on second, and a pretty routine 6-3 double play for Rollins. So quickly the bottom of the first comes to an end. 0-0.
this. I don't think that it just because Carlos and I get back into the rotation, St. Louis is going to lay down and say, well, now that they're back, we're in trouble. We're going to have to go out there and win. For us to do something.
It was around 11-14, 26.
Ted was on the clock.
Yeah. Well, he's right. I mean, it'll be great to get those guys back. Hopefully, before they're both back, Aramis Ramirez will be back in the lineup, but nobody else really cares. Bradley with a long run and the basket catch, waist high to get Jason Worth. Ooh, little trip there as he got into foul ground.
Uh-oh.
It was a long run for Milton, but I think he tweaked his foot or his ankle after the catch.
Well, the play's over right there. Not really sure the reason for this long jog into the bullpen there. Stepped right on the edge of the grass and the dirt right there behind where the catcher sits in the bullpen. Looked like he rolled that left ankle just a little bit.
Ben Francisco started in right in game 1 and hit the game-winning homer in the 12th. That was off Kevin Gregg. Dempster's 1-1 pitch is popped up. It's Jeff Baker. 4 out, number 2. Now Pedro Feliz, been in there every day at third in this set. Big weekend series for the Phillies. After this one, they head to Atlanta. And the Braves have gone 17-9 to start the second half. They're just 4.5 out in their division. They've won 5 in a row. Slider missed. 2-1. Prince Fielder with his 28th home run of the year. Milwaukee leading San Diego 1-0 in the second. Brewers have lost 3 in a row.
Prince Fielder was another name that came up when we were talking about possible MVP candidates if you threw Albert Pujols out of the mix.
This time Dale Scott said no on the checked swing. 3-2.
Good hard slider with late movement from Dempster. It looked like Feliz was able to hold up.
Popped into center, right to Fukudome, and they go down in order 1-2-3 in the second, still waiting for that first run. discuss the day's hottest sports topics and set the table for the night ahead. Don't miss Chicago Tribune Live, presented by Harris Bank, tonight at 5:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Bottom two, no score. Final game of the regular season series, and the Phillies have taken 4 of the first 5. Again, they have not swept the Cubs at Wrigley Field since 1984. It was a 4-game series in mid-June. Lee versus Lee, 2 balls, no strikes. Make it 3-0. Derek hit a home run off Cliff on June 19th. Cubs won that game in 10 innings, 8-7. Ball 4, a leadoff walk.
Cubs take on the Pirates tomorrow at 1:20. Kids get to the ballpark early. The first 5,000 children 7 and younger will receive an exclusive limited edition Cubs Dora the Explorer plush doll, compliments of Pepsi.
It's kind of hard not to say Dora the Explorer. It's Dora the Explorer.
Kids know who we're talking about.
I guess on the East Coast it would be Dora the Explorer. Or in South Florida, Flourida. There's a base hit for Jake Fox. 2 on, no outs. Jake getting his 5th consecutive start at third base. O'Neill checking on Bradley's ankle. That little slip in the bullpen. One ball, no strikes.
Did I see what I thought I saw? Soriano was showing bunt there on that first pitch from Cliff Lee.
And it's rolling foul. We're going to have to take a look here. Well, he doesn't have a sac bunt this year. And you have to go back to 06 when he was with Washington. He has not put down a sac bunt as a member of the Cubs. Well, that is mixing it up, no doubt.
It makes you wonder if that came from the bench or if that's something that Soriano is doing on his own.
Swinging away this time and pulled it foul. Good sound off the bat, but too far out in front, 1-2.
I tell you, Len, the funny thing was, even though he showed bunt on the first pitch and did bunt on the second pitch, Phillies infielders aren't buying it. They were playing deep, especially Pedro Feliz at third base, with Alfonso Soriano being a dead pull hitter. He doesn't want to get any closer to home than he has to.
Swing and a miss. Got him on a fastball for Lee's second strikeout.
Elevated fastball off the outside corner, up and away.
Well, that is the one pitch you absolutely have to hit it the other way, don't you, to make any sort of good contact.
Ideally, you lay off that one. It's a very tough pitch to lay off of because it's up there in your eyes where you see it really well. Usually fastballs that are up in the strike zone don't have the kind of movement that they do when they're down lower in the strike zone, so it's such a tempting pitch to swing at. But hey, you're absolutely right, especially when it's out away from you. You just got to try to slap it to the other field if you're going to swing at it.
My guess would be, in terms of his bat speed, that's probably the worst spot for Soriano. Definitely has that uppercut swing. Tough to get that big bat head around quickly on that high pitch.
And if you look at the bat angle as Soriano swings at pitches, he has a very steep angle on his bat with the barrel pointing straight down almost to the outside corner of the plate. Now that's why he's such a good low ball hitter, but it does make him susceptible to that high fastball.
Really close. 1-2 on Soto. Cliff Lee hasn't lost in a month. Won his last 5 starts, including 9 inning complete game performances 3 times, and this time he gets Soto 2 outs.
That cutter that time got around it a little more, made it almost like a backdoor slider. It really serves as 2 different pitches. He can hold it a little bit off center and throw it hard, and it serves as a cut fastball. He can hold it a little further off center, get his hand around the baseball, and it's more like a flat slider.
The hottest Cub hitters, Jeff Baker. 9 hits over his last 4 games, 5 for 8 in this series, and he's hitting .309 as a member of the Cubs. Alan Trammell complimented Jeff Baker on his professionalism and preparation, and Jeff said it's really important, especially being a guy who plays different positions, to always be ready to play. Swing and a miss. 1-2. I asked Ryan Terrio about Jeff Baker, double play partner, and all he said is it's the Bake Show, the self-proclaimed Bake Show.
Oh, really?
I said you take that however you want.
See, if Ryan Terrio's nickname was Shake, we'd have Shake and Bake.
Shake and Bake. The kick, the 2-2 pitch, hit foul. Derek Lee walked to start the inning, and then Jake Fox singled to left. After Alfonso Soriano could not get down a sac bunt, he ended up striking out, and then Soto struck out. So it's up to Baker with 2 outs. And the pitcher on deck. The 2-2. Good rip at it. Cubs' next opponent, the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're playing a day game in Colorado today. I guess they do play getaway day games in Colorado.
It's not when we're there.
Yeah. Paul Maholm and Jason Marquis on the mound, and not quite underway.
Good battle. Let's try to stay alive, foul off those pitches around the edge of the strike zone, and hope that Cliff Lee makes some kind of mistake where you can get the barrel of the bat on it. We were joking the other day that we're only going to be home for one more day than we were in Denver on the last road trip.
It's amazing. Inside, it's full, 3-2. Dempster on deck. Already an 8-pitch at bat for Baker. Runners go. Here's number 9. Ball 4. They're loaded up. With Baker getting locked in that at bat and the pitcher on deck, I just think Cliff Lee decided I'm not going to give in.
He's seen too many pitches, too great of a chance of making a mistake. He's seen everything I have to throw. Let's try to flip a breaking ball to the back door. If we miss, we miss.
That's got to be a big part of the maturation process of a big league starting pitcher in particular, being comfortable with walking guys. I think when you're young, you tend to want to battle everybody, and I think Cliff Lee understands you pick your battles. Yeah, ideally you get the number 8 hitter out, and I think with nobody on, probably goes right after Jeff Baker.
Yeah, Ryan Dempster uses that term inning management all the time. And sometimes a better plan of attack is to go ahead and try to make the perfect pitch but miss in your favor, and if you do miss, then you go after the pitcher in the 9 spot.
Ryan hanging in, still 0-2. We'll never quite know how many of Greg Maddox's 999 career walks were of the intentional/unintentional variety. I bet there were a lot of them. He just didn't give in. Tom Glavine kind of in that same boat. Struck him out swinging, and the Cubs leave the bases loaded, something they've done a lot during this losing streak. 0-0 after 2. TTA Red Line stops directly at Wrigley Field at the Addison station. For drivers, DeVry University offers remote parking and bus service for just $6. For more details, visit Cubs.com or call the CTA hotline at 773-836-7000. Since the 4-game losing streak started, and including today, the Cubs have left at least 2 on base 12 times in an inning, and they've left the bases loaded 5 times. So they are getting their opportunities. This time, the way the lineup rolled around, pretty tough spot for the pitcher with the bases full. 1 ball, 1 strike on Paul Bacco. I'm sure caught Ryan Dempster a little bit in spring training. He was with the Cubs. One and 2. Paul Bacco is one of 32 players in history to hit a home run for 8 different teams. First homer with the Phillies was on August 6th against the Rockies. And he's also tied with Deacon McGuire, whose career started in 1884 for the record for most teams caught for 11. That's a lot of catcher's gear. I mean, you can have the same mitt, but you can't have the same catcher's gear for every team you play for. Got him. Trying to figure it out, Bob. I think the Reds and Phillies, he probably could have kept the same chest protector and shin guards.
The Cubs and the Kansas City Royals, that probably would have worked. Yeah, he has never stayed with one club very long. He was with the Cubs in 03 and 04, and that was the longest he was ever in one city with the same ball club. He keeps resurfacing because he's a solid catcher that throws the ball extremely well. He hits from the left side of the plate, although not very well, but real solid defensive backup catcher. He's the left-handed version of Henry Blanco.
2 strikes to Cliff Lee. The Cubs have 2 hits. The Phillies have only 1. A Chase Utley 2-out single in the first. Bounce right back to Dempster. Nice play. It'll go 1-3. Second time through the order, Jimmy Rollins coming back. And fly to center on the first pitch. That's in the dirt, ball 1. Coming up this weekend against the Pirates. Right-handers on the mound tomorrow, Charlie Morton and Randy Wells. We'll have Saturday's game 2 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Zach Duke and Tom Gorzolani. So he faces his original team and pitches at Wrigley Field as a Cub for the first time. Hopefully that foot will not be bothering him. Tom had to leave his last start early because of a foot contusion. Three and 1 to Rollins. Mr. rocks and fires, and Derek Lee with a pick at first. Nicely done to get Rollins, who never did drop his bat. Gold glove play right there. And Dempster has been good early on. Midway in the third, still no score. Sports News Nightly on Sports Night. Coming up tonight at 6:30. Full recap of today's game with clubhouse reaction. Plus a report from Bears camp as they prepare for Buffalo. Join Pat Boyle for Sports Night tonight at 6:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. Terrio came in at 300. He struck out to lead off the bottom of the first, so he's at 299. Nice play, Derek Lee.
Oh, no question about it. Just a reaction play, really. Just kind of pivoted to his right a little bit, picked that ball on a short hop. Nicely done.
Two-two to Terrio. Thanks to Ryan for joining Luke on Cubs pregame live. Can't have a much better year than Cliff Lee did last year. 22-3 with the Cleveland Indians. It's caught by Victorino.
With all the rumors and talk about Roy Halladay possibly changing teams at the trade deadline, I think Cliff Lee is a pretty good plan B.
Everybody saw what the CC Sabathia deal did for the Brewers, who ended up winning the wild card. The Phillies were already pretty good, but they definitely had some questions in their starting rotation. Only Tim Lincecum's had a better ERA since the start of last year, and he won the Cy Young in the NL in 08. He got a tough no decision yesterday. He was trying to complete the game against the Dodgers, and they tied it in the ninth. The Giants would go on to win it in the 10th to avoid the sweep. Lee wanted that pitch, didn't get it. 2-1.
And when you see a catcher hesitate before throwing the ball back to the pitcher the way Paul Bacco did right there, I think he wanted it just as bad as his pitcher did. It's one of those nonverbal ways of kind of saying, what? Catch the ball, and there's a normal rhythm and routine for the catcher to throw the ball back to the pitcher, and you catch the pitch, and whoa, wait a minute. It's not a strike? You don't even have to say anything to the home plate umpire.
Always makes you go back to the movie Naked Gun. Leslie Nielsen's character disguised as a home plate umpire, and the first pitch comes in. And catcher catches it. Jay Johnstone was the batter, I think, wasn't he? Everybody looks at him. Strike. Ball 4. Fukudome on for the second time.
Hey fans, tickets are available now for Cubs games in August and September. In particular, the series against the Washington Nationals on August 25th, 26th, 27th, and games throughout September. Bleacher seats are still available as well. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com, call 1-800-THE-CUBS, or visit the Wrigley Field box office.
I think Bradley got a piece of Paul Bacco on the backswing. Now, if he hits part of the catcher on the first part of his swing, that's catcher's interference. But watch right there, off the side of the head.
That distinctive sound of wood on plastic.
So here's the obvious question. Does Bacco then move back a foot?
Not necessarily. I mean, there's a fine line. It seems like as a catcher, the further back you move, the more exposed you get to foul balls. You want to get up underneath that hitter as far as you can, yet be heads up for that backswing.
So is it just more of a kind of a feel you get for it?
And you get to know other hitters around the National League. Certain guys have that big, long, one-handed backswing where they really extend out behind, and and tend to whack the catcher after their swing, and you know, other guys have a very abbreviated follow through. So depending on the hitter, sometimes you sneak up a little closer, other times you do have to back up just a little bit.
And my guess would be more inexperienced catchers probably play deeper, right?
Yeah.
And then the more experience you get, you kind of inch closer, because that helps out the pitcher too, where you catch it.
No question about it. Gives the umpire a much better look if you can snuggle up underneath that hitter like that.
Nice pitch by Lee. 5th strikeout already.
Backdoor cutter, slider, right on the outside corner to Milt Bradley. That's one of those pitches you can't do much with, even if you swing at it. It was only in the strike zone for a fraction of a second before it hit Paul Bacco's glove.
Kosuke still at first, 2 outs. Cubs have had at least one base runner in every inning. Milwaukee jumping out to a 7-0 lead in the 3rd inning over the Padres. Brian Braun and Mike Rivera have added home runs. Prince Fielder hit one early. And the way the cycles of this game go, the Cubs have about a 12-run game in them at some point, and hopefully sooner than later. Pitching staff giving up at least 11 runs in 3 of the last 4 games. And no pitch as time was called. Lee stopped in the middle of his delivery.
Well, we've talked a lot about Ted Lilly already today and his outing in Peoria last night, but if you watch Cliff Lee, very similar in style to Ted Lilly in that he likes to throw that fastball inside to the righties. He likes to throw that backdoor slider to the righties.
He was shaded up the middle, and that made it a pretty easy play as he gets Fukudome at second. Cubs strand 1. They've left 4 through 3, and we're still scoreless. Martinez last night, and Cliff Lee today, with the answer coming up. Dempster's 0-1 to Shane Victorino, missing 1-1 the count. Victorino waving at that pitch, 1-2. Ryan had a career year last year, 17-6, with a 2.96 ERA and 33 starts. Slap the other way and a base hit. It's time for our Radio Shack What Do You Know? Ryan Dempster did not start pitching until he was 14. He was a third baseman and he threw harder than his teammates, so decided to make the move to the mound. I think that story has been told a lot. Pudge Rodriguez, I think, went the other way, was a pitcher and was a hard thrower and became a catcher. A Radio Shack What Do You Know?
What do you know?
Phillies are a unique team offensively in that they hit a ton of home runs. They lead the league in home runs, but they also steal a lot of bases and they're very efficient in terms of running. They don't get caught a whole lot. They've only been caught 20 times all year. Let's put it this way. They have 79 steals. They've been caught 20 times. The Cubs have been caught 24 times, but only successful 41 times, or about half the amount as the Phillies.
And you look at this Phillies lineup, you know, Jimmy Rollins is their leadoff hitter, Victorino's number 2, Utley number 3, but depending on how innings roll around, any one of those three guys would make a great leadoff man to the inning. And for that matter, Jason Worth, who's hiding down there a little lower in the lineup in the 5th spot today, he's a guy that's hit leadoff in his career, as patient a hitter as there is in the National League. So depending on how this lineup rolls over in a given inning, it's almost like having a leadoff man every time.
It's low, 3-0 on Utley. Ryan does not want to walk him with Howard on deck. A couple of reasons for that. Howard obviously a big time power hitter and has 82 RBIs, but the other thing is it complicates the pull shift the Cubs could put on him. Swinging away, 3-0, and it's now 3-1. Long look by Dempster, gets a sign from Soto. That's bounced foul by Utley, 3-2. We'll see if Victorino will be on the move. Thought he might be running on the 3-1. So did Giovanni Soto. He was up ready to fire.
Victorino did have a false start on the 2-0 pitch to Chase Utley, but I gotta believe he's going to be on the move right now. An extra half step on his lead over there at first base.
This time he does go on another foul.
It's always interesting, Len, to watch the guys who do steal bases for a living. You see Victorino taking his lead over there at first, and his right leg, the lead leg, he's got that toe pointed towards second base. That allows him to clear that front hip a little quicker as he crosses over.
Ball 4, 2 on for Howard.
Kind of funny, Len. We were talking to Alan Trammell this morning about this exaggerated pull shift for Ryan Howard and some of the challenges that it presents defensively, and the fact that no ball club I know of works on this in spring training. It's such an odd thing, and it doesn't happen often over the course of the season, but there are those occasions where you want to play this pull shift, and depending on where the ball's hit, it can create some havoc in that infield. And Tram told us he made a note of it, and next spring, just to break up the monotony of the infield drills, a couple of times down in Mesa, the Cubs are going to work on this exaggerated pull shift. And what do you do if the ball's hit here? What do you do if the ball's hit there? And whose responsibility is it to cover on a stolen base?
A fly ball deep to left. Soriano's back on the warning track, and he is not going to have any room. It's a home run for Ryan Howard to the opposite way, about 6 or 7 rows back. And just like that, it's 3-0 Phillies. Howard is now hit in 14 straight games at Wrigley, but he came in just a .227 batter against the Cubs. People may wonder, Bob, why do you put that shift on and he does that? The pull shift is more for where the ground balls are on the infield.
Ryan Howard is not unusual in that respect. A lot of power hitters pull the ball on the ground to their pull field, but in the air they hit the ball to all fields, especially the opposite field. Ryan Howard with tremendous power in every possible direction.
So he just tied Dick Allen for 7th place on the all-time Phillies homer list, number 204. I saw that graphic, leading the majors since '05 in homers. That's golfed high and deep. Fukudome, however, will have space to get Jason Worth for the first down. Well, Howard hit it to the right part of the park with the wind direction.
Not that he needed a lot of help, but might have got a little bit of a boost from that crosswind blowing from right to left today.
Outside corner to Francisco. This was a game winner 2 nights ago. The slider out just into the basket and left. Well, that's quite a bonus when you can make a deal for last year's Cy Young Award winner. And oh, by the way, here's Ben Francisco, and he hit a game-winning home run. Everyone will call that the Cliff Lee trade for a while. Unless Ben Francisco just gets red hot, swings and misses. 2 down. Thanks as always to the Menards grounds crew for manicuring and taking care of this great playing surface here at Wrigley Field. Feliz pops to left, right near the well and gone. A home run. His 9th home run. It's 4-0.
On a fastball that was probably off the plate inside. Feliz showing lightning quick bat speed to get the barrel on that one and get it out of here to left field. I'll tell you, when a ball club is clicking on all cylinders like the Phillies are right now, they make it look easy.
Well, Baco trying to go the other way. This is slicing, and Soriano makes a catch in fair territory to end the inning. But a 4-run fourth gives the Phillies a 4-0 lead. Was pretty recently, believe it or not.
We had some fun guessing at this one this morning. It took a while, but you eventually came up with the Jake Peavy, Greg Maddux combination.
Cubs won both games. They have one shot at facing Jake Peavy in the regular season this year, September 3rd. Be interesting to see if he would get an opportunity to pitch in that makeup game here at Wrigley Field. 4-0 Phillies on a couple of home runs in the top of this inning. If we rely on history, we can note that the last time Cliff Lee faced the Cubs, he led 7-0 after 4, and the Cubs came back and won 8-7 in 10. But that's when he was with Cleveland. One and two on Jake Fox. Crowd very quiet at the moment. The Phillies grab that early lead. Fox pops it up on the infield. Chase Utley makes the catch. Tough series for Soriano. He's 0 for 10 with a sac fly. Guy on deck, Giovanni Soto's 0 for 6 with 2 walks. Cubs really need these guys to get it going. Soriano, Bob, has been particularly streaky this year. He's always been a streaky hitter, but he's been hot. He's been really hot. And when he's been cold, he's been colder than we've seen the first couple of years with him in a Cubs uniform.
And for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
Usually the cold streaks weren't as long as the hot streaks, but that hasn't been the case this year.
He was hitting .338 to start the second half with 5 homers, 16 RBIs in 20 games, but he's won for his last 19. Pulled to left, down the line, just foul, about a couple of feet.
That's another thing we've seen a lot of from Soriano in the second half of the season. A lot of the balls that he hits hard, he's pulling foul down that third baseline. Now, there's no question he's a natural pull hitter. He's going to hit most of the balls hard to left field, but getting out there just a little too quickly and pulling some of those foul down that third baseline.
Got a piece of the high heat, still 2-2. Not sure if she's in school yet, but she has her back to school notepad. Making good use of it.
She almost looked like she was anxious to get back to school.
Like she was about that age where she's just getting started in school. Another infield pop. This time it's Rollins. Taking diligent notes on this matchup. Ground ball to first. Howard will get it to Clifton Pfeiffer Lee covering first. And the Cubs go down quietly in the fourth. 4-0 Phillies. Foul tip for strike one.
Happy 70th birthday to Floyd Howard. Also, Alice Jernberg celebrating a birthday today. She says, "Go Cubs."
Laced into the gap, and that ball's going to roll all the way to the wall. Cliff Lee with a double. Second career double for Cliff Lee.
Well, that's a good pitch by Ryan Dempster, too. That ball's down below the knees on the outer third of the plate. He just dropped the bat head on it and perfectly split that gap in left center field.
Rollins, strike one. Sad news today, Bob, from the world of music. Les Paul passed away. Complications from pneumonia at age 94. Guitar legend, and every guitar player in the world has to play a Les Paul model at some point.
I was just about to say, his name will live on forever. The Gibson Les Paul, one of the great guitars ever made.
One ball and two strikes. Dempster with a look at the runner Lee. A ground ball to the right side. Rollins makes an out, but does put a runner at third with less than 2 outs, and he'll get a nice hand from his teammates. Cubs Destinations, a preferred baseball road trip provider of the team, provides fans with the most unique VIP road trip experience available. Each package includes great tickets, first-class hotel accommodations, a tour of the ballpark, and a private meet and greet with a current Cubs player. For more information, visit Cubs.com. Cornermen in, middlemen in a little bit.
Very unselfish at bat that time by Jimmy Rollins. It was very apparent he was just trying to roll over, get that top hand over on the baseball, make sure he hit a ground ball to the right side to move his teammate up to third base with 1 out in the inning.
Well, normally I would say, in the 5th inning, you got a powerful team, might as well go for another big crooked number. But at this point, they're ahead 4-0. If they just tack on 1 here, 1 there, that's the right move. So you're right. It's a pretty productive out. I guess my point is, if this were the 2nd inning and no score, I'm not so sure Jimmy Rollins would be looking to make that out. Pedro Martinez on the left got his first win as a Philly and his first start. He was okay last night. Maybe ran out of gas in the 5th inning. He said he's going to get better. I think all in all, the Phillies have to be pretty happy with what he gave them. And I guess if the Phillies score 12 runs every time he pitches, he'll continue to get starts.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't know what the Phillies were expecting out of Pedro. I'm not sure Pedro knew what to expect out of himself last night, but I have to tell you, I was surprised, Len. He showed some pop in his last inning. He hit the mid-90s a couple times with his fastball, showed a real good changeup.
It's a big strikeout for Dempster. Now it forces the Phillies to have to come up with a hit to knock in Lee.
Good slider down and in. Starts in that left-handed hitter's happy zone. That knee-high fastball on the inside corner. By the time he was done swinging, that pitch was nearly in the dirt.
The Phillies went 3 for 39 Monday night and still found a way to win in 12. They went 14 for 41 last night. They're 5 for 19 in the ball game today. It's a strike. Ball to Lee. So Cliff Lee stranded at third base after the leadoff double. Halfway home, it's the Phillies 4, the Cubs nothing. Come back and make this one a competitive game today.
Yeah, it's going to be tough duty against Cliff Lee. He's been on top of his game today, and this Phillies offense showing no signs of slowing down. But all you can do is try to put together as many good at-bats as possible. The Cubs have been a lot more patient recently at the plate. Problem with that is Cliff Lee's a guy that doesn't walk many hitters. He's a strike thrower.
One and 0 on the number 8 hitter, Baker. Dempster and then Terrio against Lee. After today, the next 6 games will be against last place teams. The Pirates come in for 3, and then they go to San Diego as Baker deposits one into the left field corner. Francisco chases it down, and that's a leadoff double for Jeff Baker. He's been on both times and continues his hot stretch. 6 hits in the series.
We're seeing that ball big as a beach ball as Jeff Baker spanks that one down into the left field corner for a leadoff double. Good start to the inning. Ryan Dempster, I would assume, is going to attempt to move Jeff Baker up to third base here.
Squares and gets down the bunt. And the play will go to first. Bacco to Utley. And the fourth sacrifice of the year for Dempster.
Get him on, get him over, get him in. Got 2 of the 3. Nicely done by Ryan Dempster. Just deadened that ball right out in front of Paul Bacco. His only play was a throw on to Utley, covering first for the out. Top of the order with a chance to break through here against the Phillies.
Inside to Terrio. There's Ted Lilly, still on the disabled list. Hopefully he'll be back Monday. Start the road trip. Cliff Lee can't automatically become a free agent after this season. The Phillies inherited his club option for next year. I think he'll figure into their plans in 2010. Into center base hit. New career high for Ryan Terrio, his 46th RBIs. Baker scores. It's 4-1.
Patented inside out swing, pulled his hands in close to his body, got the barrel of the bat on the ball. Little soft liner back up the middle of the field. Hopefully Cubs have now broken the seal on this game and bust loose for a bunch of runs here against Cliff Lee.
Extends a hitting streak to 7 for Terrio. And here's Fukudome. A single and a walk. He's been an on-base machine here lately. He's been on base, including today, 26 times his last 13 games. Kosuke was trying to bunt for a hit, and he missed it. Fly to right. Very playable for Jason Worth. Brings up Bradley. Grounded into a double play and then struck out looking. One final from earlier today. Texas beat the Indians in Cleveland 4-1. Scott Feldman got his 12th win. He defeated Jeremy Sowers. On the ground, and Feliz will get it to Utley in plenty of time to force Terrio. 2 hits, 1 run, 1 left. Off to the 6th. 4-1 Philadelphia. Ryan Dempster in terms of where he wanted to make these pitches. Giovanni Soto setting up basically where the pitch was coming, but on the left, Howard hit a 3-run homer, and then the double by Cliff Lee in the 5th. Sometimes you have to give some credit to the batter.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, we're not sure what was going through Ryan Howard's head, and we're definitely not sure what's going through Cliff Lee's head as a hitter, but on that particular pitch, maybe Ryan Howard was looking out over the plate, expecting some kind of a sinker or a splitter away, and his approach drove that ball to the opposite field with authority. Make that same pitch, and Ryan Howard looking to pull the ball, you get an easy ground ball right into the middle of that shift.
Ground ball, foul, wide of first.
That's one thing that really stood out in all the times we had the great opportunity and pleasure of watching Greg Maddux pitch in the big leagues, and watching his reaction when a hitter didn't do what Greg Maddux expected him to do on a certain pitch. He would throw a sinker on that outside corner to a right-handed hitter, and he expected the guy to try to pull the ball and put that easy 2-hopper right to his shortstop. But if the hitter was thinking opposite field and got that same sinker and drove it through the hole between first and second, you could see Greg react out there on the mound. What are you doing? You're supposed to try to pull that pitch.
The 3-1 on the way is too high. Howard with that home run, ending a career-long streak of 57 at bats without a homer. Second time in his career he had done that. Last time was in late 06 and into early 07. Only the second walk given up by Dempster. Jason Worth, a career .315 hitter against the Cubs. Hookback liner out to center, caught by Fukudome. 1 out. Francisco's 0 for 2. Detroit leading at Boston 2-0 in the top of the 8th. Justin Verlander shutting him out through 7. Been a little better than Clay Buchholz, who went 7 and gave up 5 hits, 1 run. That was earned, 2 runs in all. Ryan Rayburn with a home run in that one. Well, not everybody's off today to watch baseball. Construction work across Sheffield. Yank foul. Not sure they have the ball game either on TV, if they have one plugged in, or the radio.
They get a peek at the field every now and again.
There you go. Better view from down there in the front row. A little bit outside.
Interesting little meeting there between Giovanni Soto and Ryan Dempster before the 0-2 pitch to Ben Francisco. They probably not only were talking about what they wanted to throw 0-2, but what they hoped to accomplish after the 0-2 pitch.
Oh, it's strike 3.
That'll work. Looked like he threw him a high 4-seamer on the 0-2 count, up and out of the strike zone away, and then comes right back with that tailing 2-seam fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 3. lot of times a pitcher and a catcher will have a real good idea of how they want to go about getting a hitter out, but how do you get to the out pitch? It may have been what that meeting between Gio and Ryan Dempster was all about.
Runner takes off, swing and a miss, throw to second, late. Howard 5 for 5. He's a good base stealer. Doesn't have a lot of stolen bases, but he makes them count.
And it's a good time to try to steal a base. He didn't get the greatest jump, but for a big man, he got down there in a hurry. Very aggressive slide into the bag there. Very late slide into the bag. He's fortunate he didn't break an ankle right there.
You know, Jeff Baker's heart rate was going as Ryan Howard was barreling in.
The history of baseball has been filled with a lot of guys that rack up big stolen base totals when their team's up by 8 or 9 runs or down by 8 or 9 runs, and it really doesn't mean much. But those guys that can steal a base with 2 outs, get themselves into scoring position, those are the ones that possibly could mean a lot to their team's offense.
Feliz homered his last at bat. Here's the pitch. Ball 3, full count. Payoff delivery. Backs up Fox and bounces over his glove. Took a bad hop at the end, and he was too deep to get it. And Feliz gets an RBI single.
That'll go as an infield hit, but really the first misplay we've seen from Jake Fox down there at third base. That's a tough play for a guy that plays third on an everyday basis. That big betweener hop, he wasn't sure whether to come in or back up. Kind of got caught in between, stabbed at the ball as it got by him into left field for the base hit. And how big is that stolen base by Ryan Howard now?
Pretty big. Leads to their 5th run. So they get it right back after the Cubs got on the board in the bottom of the 5th. 1 strike to Paul Bacco. Troy Tulowitzki has homered yet again. It's 2-0 Rockies. They lead the Pirates in the bottom of the 3rd. First at bat, he homered off Paul Maholm. Old school there. I think there's some kids today. You know, the Who? What? No, not the Who. The Beatles. Woke up about 40 years ago. Believe that? Hey, that hairstyle's back in. I have an 8-year-old who never wants to get his hair cut. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 to end the inning. Bottom 6, 5-1 Phillies.
battle the Pirates on Saturday. Game time is 12:05, but be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Cubs visor, compliments of McDonald's.
Gotta bring your camera to Wrigley Field. One of the great shots. Other shots.
Oh, my.
Okay, back to baseball.
Please.
Two and 0 on Derek Lee.
Never know what you're going to see at the old ballpark.
That's why I wear a shirt and you have a leather jacket on all the time. Two and 1. Jim Belushi will handle a seventh inning stretch today. Full count, 3-2. Seriously, is this no shirt day at the ballpark?
It's a big day for it. People that are sitting down there in the sun.
Well, you know how you are with feet?
Yeah.
That's me with guys not wearing a shirt. That's at the beach, at the pool, yes. At the ballpark, not so much.
Not so much. Dinner? No.
Strikeout to start the bottom of the sixth. Saturday, Central foes collide here on the north side. Milton Bradley and the Cubs welcome in the Pirates. I guess Garrett Jones and the Pirates here at Wrigley Field. Coverage starts with BMW Cubs pregame live. Don't miss the Cubs and Pirates Saturday 11:30 for the pregame right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. One 0 to Fox. Utley backpedaling and calling off Worth. Cliff Lee has been in command pretty much throughout. Gave up a run in the fifth, but that's it to this point. Well, the lineup for the Pirates today, just as a preview of that upcoming series: Andrew McCutchen in center. Andy LaRose still there. He's at third. Delwyn Young at second. Garrett Jones in right. Had a huge month of July. Steve Pearce playing first. Brandon Moss in left. Former Cub Ronnie Cedeno at short. And Jason Jaramillo catching for Ryan Doman, who is back off the DL. Pirates keep changing. Little floater, base hit. And for Soriano, that snaps an 0 for 11 to start this series.
Got to start somewhere. Little jam shot that floats out there over the head of Jimmy Rollins and drops safely in left center field for a 2-out base hit for Soriano.
As we said, the Pirates are coming in.
It's a day early. Arr.
Tom Gorzolani will be jacked up for a start on Saturday.
You know that.
I think so.
lot of those names you mentioned in the current Pirates lineup are names we've heard over the past couple of years as prospects that were on the rise with that Pirates organization, and they really flipped that lineup around.
Justin Berg getting ready perhaps for his major league debut. Deep right, but not deep enough. Worth calls it in. So we head to the 7th from Wrigley. The Phillies lead 5-1. After the game, stick around for Lowe's Cubs post-game live. Get highlights of all the action, analysis from Todd Hollinsworth, and check in on Lou Pinella's post-game remarks. Don't miss Lowe's Cubs post-game live immediately following the game right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. All right, Len and Bob. Well, it's legendary, but that's a very nice thought. Thank you. Thinking about St. Patrick's Day here in August.
Green clovers.
Cliff Lee will lead off the 7th for the Phillies. Probably the last inning for Ryan Dempster. His spot in the lineup coming up second in the bottom of the inning. That's why Justin Berg was loosening.
Certainly not the type of result I'm sure Ryan Dempster was hoping for today, giving up the 5 runs to this powerful Phillies offense. But if you look at the big picture, he gave Lou and Larry exactly what they needed today, a deep outing. Here into the 7th inning with a depleted bullpen.
Called third to Lee. 7th strikeout for Dempster. Now right around 100 pitches on the day. Rollins nothing for 3. One strike to Jimmy Rollins, native of Oakland, California. 2 Gold Gloves, 3-time All-Star, MVP 2 years ago. Checked his swing, fouled it back. 5 times he's had a quadruple double season. Double digits in doubles, triples, homers, and steals. A little short this year. 3 triples. Double digits in all the other categories here in 09. Dempster gets him. That's number 8.
Ryan's made some of his best pitches in the ball game here in this inning to get Cliff Lee and Jimmy Rollins peaking at a called strike 3.
Shane Victorino pointing at Davey Lopes. He bounced it right over his head down at first base. Moved his hands, 1-1. Terrio out, Soriano in. Ryan can't get it. And quickly try to get it back into second base, but Victorino standing with a double.
Good effort by Ryan Terrio going out there into shallow left field to try to make the over-the-shoulder catch. And spinning around, knowing full well that Shane Victorino is going to be going hard out of that batter's box. Thought he might have a chance to get him at second base. He just couldn't quite get there.
Soto and Dempster discuss it with Utley at the plate.
They do have a base open at first if you wanted to pitch to Chase Utley very carefully, but this truly is a pick your poison kind of a situation. You either go after Chase Utley here with the runner at second, 2 outs, or you pitch around him and maybe go after Ryan Howard. Neither one a very appetizing possibility.
There are occasions, and a lot more than people think, where you have a couple choices and neither one is particularly, as you say, appetizing.
Yeah.
But you have to pick one. Two strikes to Chase Utley, the UCLA product. Too high on a fastball. And the Cardinals are off today. They'll host the Padres starting tomorrow night. Going into that series, Albert Pujols leading the majors with 38 home runs. Mark Reynolds putting together a career year. He has 36 for Arizona. Two Utley. Back through the box. Fukudome up with it. Cut off by Lee. And they have Utley caught in a rundown. Terrio will tag him to end the inning. Run counts. It's 6-1 Phillies. Time for the stretch.
Chicago native Jim Belushi.
All right, cut that! What a beautiful day in the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. All right, let me hear it, Cubs fan. This is for you, Harry. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the
ball game. Take me out to the ground. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. So it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. Or it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. That's you, Harry! Let's get some runs!
In the booth with us, 6-1 Phillies. How you doing, Jim?
Well, I was doing fine until you just said 6-1.
Yeah, well,
reminded me.
Unfortunately, we have to report the score.
Terrible job that is today.
What a tough stretch for this Cubs team.
I know.
But the only thing that's gone right is the weather has been fantastic, and you were scheduled earlier to sing, but the game got rained out.
Yeah,
right?
that was a big rain out. I had my 7-year-old son who'd never been to a game before, and so he thinks baseball is about rain.
Was that the White Sox?
It was
yeah.
the White Sox.
How about that? The Cubs and White Sox will play a game in September. September 3rd will be that makeup date.
Oh, for that game?
Start, yeah.
You know, my ticket wasn't good for coming back.
I think you probably can get. We know a few.
You know somebody.
You
You see that opening pitch I threw?
Yeah, after the pickoff attempt. This is a unique ceremonial first pitch today. Baker fouls off.
Well, I went down. You know, Lou was there, and he said, "Good, did a good job, kid." And they need him in the bottom of the 8th.
Randy Wells.
Oh, here it is.
First,
look at that, right across there. Look at that.
Yeah.
But yes, look at that. I'm so excited. I love this sport. Oh.
You did that right when we hit the air. So we're doing our open, and right behind us, there's Jim Belushi doing a little backflip. Very nice. Very nice.
Hey, I like the players they've been bringing up. I like this Fox and Fold.
The Cubs have gotten some pretty good contributions. That was up and in on Baker. I think the biggest problem has been injuries to guys like Ramirez and Lilly and Zambrano here lately.
We got to pray to the injury gods to back off.
Cut us some slack, will you?
Yeah, really. There we go.
Base hit for Baker. He's 2 for 2 with a walk, and Aaron Miles is going to hit for Ryan Dempster.
Jeff Baker stays hot at the plate, goes down and digs out a low fastball, lines it into center field. He's really getting locked in up there at the plate.
Beautiful form.
Now, will you be here on the final day, as you have to do, to sing with the grounds crew?
I love singing with them. The shirt I'm wearing is the one they presented me years ago. I've worn it out, just terrible. My wife is, "Can't you get a new one?" I go, "Honey, you're missing the point."
Right. Oh, that's true. There it is. Cubs logo
on this side, okay, and nothing on the back. Clean.
Well, it's a good thing it has that Cubs logo on it. Wearing a red shirt against the Phillies, a lot of people, might have gotten confused.
They might have gotten a little confused.
0-2 to the pinch hitter Aaron Miles. Jim, what's your favorite part of the physical structure of this ballpark? Is there any particular area that stands out to you? So much to talk about.
You know, even on TV, it's when they shoot those numbers. When you see Ernie's numbers up there, I mean, it kind of makes me a little emotional when I see it every time they show it.
Called third on Miles.
But it's also the Ivy.
Sure.
I mean, you don't see that anywhere.
Yeah, you were hanging with number 10 in the radio booth
right
ago.
Yeah. He's not happy right now.
No.
Ooh. He tells it like it is, too. You know what? Come.
Terrio, and that's knocked down by Lee as one play. He will underhand to first.
Get out of the way. That looked like a base hit headed into center field.
On a very serious note, I did want to ask you about John Hughes. Curly Sue he wrote, right?
Yeah, right. He wrote it. And that was the last film he directed. You know, John was a very challenging artist, but very passionate. And he did a lot for the city of Chicago.
Sure did.
He brought a lot of Hollywood money here. He stayed here. He kept all his production here. A lot of people got their first starts with him, and their careers took off. He did a lot for Chicago and the artists here. It's a terrible loss. And he's got such a nice family. His wife and his kids are really sweet. Sudden, 59. I mean, that's just too much.
Way too young.
It really freaks me out because now it's like, I've got to go see some more Cubs games. You know, something's going to happen any minute, you know.
Well, it is pretty much a daily reminder when you think about all that goes on in the world. You got to enjoy every day.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Well, I've been doing that. My show stopped this year. I did 8 seasons. Tribune, WGN, very grateful for. Has it in syndication, and I've been relaxing this year. I've been traveling the country, tasting the different beers. Kind of a new hobby of mine.
You make a job out of that?
Well, don't you think?
I think so.
I mean, you got Point beer up in Wisconsin. You got Old Style here. I mean, there's all kinds of different beers you can taste.
I think that's a very worthwhile hobby myself.
Well, it's a hobby, and there's a book in it. You know there's a book in it. And there's certainly a club in it.
Oh, yeah.
But I've been doing all kinds of stuff.
We saw you in Vegas, spring training.
It's a different lineup from them.
Yeah.
They had a lot of different people up that day. Yeah, I had a show in Vegas, so we came out.
You were, quote, working in Vegas.
I was. I have a band, yeah.
Called strike 3 to end the inning. Jim, always a pleasure. Let's hope the Cubs can come back late today.
You know, that's the great thing about baseball. Anything can happen.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you for your time, gentlemen. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Justin Berg, a right-hander, will make his major league debut. This is Thursday. He pitched here at Wrigley Field on Sunday in relief for Iowa, and he got the win against Las Vegas. He's not facing Las Vegas, however, today.
No, he's not. But you know, that may have helped ease his butterflies a little bit here today. Just the fact that he's been on the mound recently here at Wrigley Field.
His first major league pitch misses for ball one to Ryan Howard. Justin has a sinking fastball, throws a cutter, a curveball, and a changeup, and Howard again goes the opposite way for his second hit.
This is scary for National League opponents. When Ryan Howard starts driving the ball to the opposite of the field the way he has today, a base hit and a 3-run bomb the other way, that means that he's seeing the ball pretty good. He's confident that he can wait and trust his hands, and usually when he does that, home runs follow.
Ryan Dempster tied his season high in terms of runs allowed, giving up 6 in his 7 innings of work. .20 on Jason Worth. Berg is 25 years old, from Antigo, Wisconsin. Swing and a miss on the 3-0. Tom Gorzalani went to Triton Junior College, River Grove. That's where Kirby Puckett went to college. Ground ball up the middle. How about 2? 6-3 and a double play. If you're traveling and can't watch your Cubs on TV, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. It's the ultimate baseball experience, featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer, and catch those you missed on demand. For more details, visit Cubs.com, where baseball is always on. I'm guessing Justin Berg was a teammate of Tom Gorzalani's. I did not ask. We will at Triton. Not too many of those guys in the major leagues, so pretty rare to have a couple of teammates from a small junior college on the same big league team. Although, let's see. Justin was at Triton in 04, so he might have missed Tom by a year, but I'm sure they know each other pretty well. Gorzalani taken in 03. Swing and a miss. His first career strikeout comes against Ben Francisco, and it's a scoreless inning for Justin Berg. 6-1 Phillies. Not a big surprise in the 8th inning. During his 5-start win streak, he's gone the distance 3 times since July 16th. The 0-1 to Milton Bradley is away 1-1. These guys were Cleveland Indian teammates in the early part of this decade. Ryan Madsen is up in their bullpen. I don't think Lee's going to finish. He began the inning with 112 pitches. Hammered foul. The kick, the 1-2. A fly ball in the left. Then Francisco put the clamps on it, 1 away. If you missed some of the action, go to On Demand from Comcast, and you'll have access to Comcast Sportsnet Cubs games ready to watch on your schedule. To find out more, call 1-888-4BEST-TV. Eric Lee slices one on a play. Eric reacted a little funny after that swing. He's had some neck issues this year. Nobody's 100% in mid-August, I guess.
No, I don't think so. Especially not those guys that are counted on to play just about every day.
Worth and Wright, 2 outs. Time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. Pedro Feliz with the Phillies' second homer of the 4th inning. That made it 4-0, and then he's able to knock in a run in the 6th with a 2-out RBI single. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Phillies offense just part of the story. It's been Cliff Lee on the mound as well. Jake Fox elevates right center. 3 flyouts in the 8th. Off to the 9th. Still 6-1 Philadelphia. Cubs piggy bank compliments of Bank of America. Sam Fuld now playing right for Milton Bradley, and Justin Berg still in there here in the ninth after a scoreless inning in his major league debut. 41,100. The paid crowd today. Haven't had a whole lot to cheer about again. Terrio backhands. The jump throw is going to pull Derek Lee off the bag. That'll be a hit. The third straight for Pedro Feliz.
That's the only chance Ryan Terrio had right there. Stay on your feet. Try to get that ball across the diamond as quickly as possible and hope you get your throw on line. Unfortunately, it pulls Derek off the bag. I don't believe they would have had a chance to get Feliz anyway.
Strike one to Paul Bacco.
Justin Berg has a little bit of Aaron Heilman in his setup out of the stretch position. You may notice he's got the palm of the glove pointed almost straight down toward the ground. Right there. Gets the grip on the pitch and then lets it go. That's very similar to what Aaron Heilman does out of the set position in the stretch.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. Pop fly center field as Kosuke drifts over into left center to make the play. That Stairs a pinch hit for Cliff Lee. Well, Bob, we have great fans who send us great emails and notes and letters. Ed Emmons sent us some photos from last night. Michael Brenly and Ted Lilly in
cool.
Peoria.
Ted looks good in that Chiefs uniform.
Very nice.
Most important thing for the Chiefs and for Ted Lilly, they won the ball game last night.
Been playing excellent ball.
Yes, they are.
Tapper to Berg. He'll throw to second to get one. They do get the out as the ball came out on the exchange. Fielder's choice for Stairs.
Not really hit hard enough to be a double play, especially when Berg wound up to throw the ball to second base. That really ruined the timing of the exchange out there at second and gave Feliz a couple of extra steps to get on top of Ryan Terrio. And as he avoids the sliding runner, the ball came out of his bare hand, but Feliz called out. Stairs reaches on the fielder's choice.
Berg rejoined the roster today for the second time, but again, he did not make an appearance the first time. Jeff Samardzija sent back to AAA Iowa after making his first big league start last night. Berg was here July 25th through the 28th. 6 wins in relief for Iowa. Berg acquired from the Yankees for Matt Lawton in late August of 2005. Way inside to Rollins. 1-2. All right, finals from around baseball. Again, Texas beat Cleveland 4-1. Kansas City edged Minnesota 5-4 in the Dome. Detroit shut out Boston 2-0. Verlander with his 13th win, and Fernando Rodney got his 24th save. Milwaukee leading the Padres 11-6 in a slugfest in Milwaukee. They're in the top of the 7th. And the Rockies continue to lead the Pirates. It's 3-1 in the 5th. You're up to date. York is in Seattle tonight. CC Sabathia against Ian Snell in that matchup. Just missed. Mike Hampton and Sean West will go at it in Florida. The Astros and the Marlins. And I know I'll be sitting around the TV watching the Nationals and Reds tonight.
I'm going to tape and watch it later when I can really pay attention.
As we mentioned, the Nationals have been playing their best baseball lately. Although they were cooled off in Atlanta, losing both games there. Colin Ballister and Bronson Arroyo in that matchup. Ball 4, he walked him.
Mentioned Mark Reynolds from the Arizona Diamondbacks earlier with 36 home runs on the season. He's also driven in 80 runs to this point to go along with 155 strikeouts.
Fold with the catch, and Berg with 2 scoreless frames. Bottom of the 9th as the Cubs try to avoid the sweep. They need a bunch. 6-1.
In particular, the series against the Washington Nationals on August 25th, 26th, and 27th, and games throughout September. Bleacher seats are still available as well. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com, call 1-800-THE-CUBS, or visit the Wrigley Field box office.
It's Ryan Madson in a non-save spot. His 57th appearance. Madson pitched a scoreless inning, the 8th in game 1. 97 on the Heat, strike 1 to Soriano. Nothing in 2.
Madson a little bit like Rich Harden in that he can get by with just a fastball and a straight changeup. He also has a slider that he'll throw on occasion, but real good live fastball and a changeup that the bottom just falls out of.
Soriano needs a new bat. fans doing what they can to help out the home team, the Rally Caps. Much has worked here lately. Cliff Lee tied his career high with 122 pitches in this ball game. Over 8 innings. Gave up just 1 run. This would be his 6th straight win. Called strike 3 on the outside corner.
Madsen with some gas right on the outside corner at the knees. Paul Bacco couldn't hang on. When the runner, I believe the term in the rule book is concedes his right to the base, it's not necessary to tag him or throw on to first. And that time Soriano just walked back to the dugout on the third base side.
Yeah, that has, I believe that was tweaked or changed when they made some rules alterations. You can't walk back to the dugout and then take off for first. We had a graphic last night about how good the Cubs have been against teams below 500 and how much they've struggled versus the winning ball clubs. I bet you'll agree with me. I mean, this would be 7 of 8 in that loss column. I don't care who you're playing. When the Cubs are playing well, they can beat anybody. The way they've played lately, they can't take anybody lightly. The last place Pirates coming in tomorrow, but Cubs are giving up runs now. At least 6 over 4 games in the last 5. Nice to get Ramirez back tomorrow. Feliz comes in. 2 outs. But Bob, even if you don't get Ramirez, you got to find a way. You can't keep waiting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's easy to say, well, this is the problem, that's the problem. But when you look at last year's Cubs team and this year's Cubs team, the big difference, obviously, is the lack of offense. The lack of big offense. Guys hitting 3-run homers, 2-run homers, hitting a ball in the gap with the bases loaded. I mean, the Cubs made their share of mistakes defensively last year. They made their share of mental mistakes last year. Occasionally they fell into some pitching slumps, but it never felt as bad as it has this year because the club was always hitting and they were always scoring runs. I mean, outside of Derek Lee and Ryan Theriot, I don't think anybody's even come close to what they're capable of doing. You'd like to think at some point the light bulb will go on. It has recently for Milton Bradley. It has for Jeff Baker. Kosuke Fukudome has been fairly consistent this year, but you need to get that offense cranked up. Take some of the pressure off the pitching staff. The question is, how do you do that?
Right.
I mean, if all it involved was extra work, the Cubs would have been out of their season-long slump by now because they've been putting in the work.
They've changed hitting coaches. 2-2. Lon Joshua took over midseason for Gerald Perry. The 2-2 to Baker. 3-2. do it again. I'll say this, I think any Cub fan's going to mind not seeing the Phillies again this regular season. They have been at their best against the Cubs. Another 3-2 ball 4. Baker seeing the ball extremely well on all 4 times. My guess is he'll be in the lineup tomorrow, and he won't be hitting 8th. Fontenot bats for Bird. Mike Fontenot hasn't started since last Friday. One ball, one strike to Fontenot. On to their final strike again. Madsen gets a sign from his catcher Baco. Baker runs in on the hands, hit foul. Kick, the pitch, called strike 3, and that ends it. And the Cubs get swept at home by the Phillies for the first time in 25 years, 1984. Well, last time this happened, and Cubs will try to regroup tomorrow after their 5th straight loss as the Pirates come in.